The time that I've been waiting for has come. I'm going to participate in 2023 GMTK GameJam. GameJam is just an event or like an online event or in-person event where people and participants create game from scratch. Maybe some of you guys were thinking about participating in the GameJam but wasn't sure what it'll take, so you can see the process through my experience as a first timer. And otherwise, you might be also someone who is participating in the GMTK GameJam as well and just kind of want to see what others are doing like me. Or maybe you're just someone who's curious about how games are created in general, and this would be a great summary of what that process might look like since you're given typically a week or a few days to work on it. Well, this game jam in particular will be a 3-day event, whereas it'll go from Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So I get to take 3 days to create whatever games I can during those time. It'll be interesting to see what other people make. And hopefully at the end of this, I really want to be part of the winners. There's not always rewards for winning, but winning is good. I mean, especially something big like this has a good public viewing. And so a lot of it kind of works as somewhat of a marketing tool as well as getting your name out there in the industry. And also, if you're wanting to kind of build your portfolio, having won or been part of game jams like this cannot hurt. And there's a lot of games out there that are released that started from game jams, and GMTK Game Jam is one of the bigger ones that a lot of people participate and has a history of having, games released after the fact. But at the end of the day, it's gonna be fun. I'm really excited. I was kind of in a creative funk with my main game. I'm not really happy. This is gonna be a separate video. I've already recorded some of them. So this will be a good detour from that. And I'm excited. So let's see where it goes. Okay. So it's the next day. Officially, the game jam has started now. And I haven't looked at the theme yet. I just got ready for the morning and about to take a look. And we'll see what kind of game jam it is this year. Look at that. 21.6 thousand already. And the theme is roles reversed. Roles reversed. Very interesting. All right. Just give me a second. I'm going to watch this announcement video real quick.
Hi everyone. The 7th annual GMTK Game Jam begins right now. Your goal over the next 48 hours is to make a game that fits the following theme. So let us take on a role that we don't normally get to play. Maybe that's Tetris, but instead of moving the blocks, you move the whole level. Maybe that's Pong, but you play as the ball. Maybe that's Angry Birds, but you've got to build the pig.
Oh, I see. So the challenging part about all this is going to be, I don't know how I like about this, because in order to reverse a role, you need to take a kind of like the gameplay or the concept that already exists to reverse. It'll be near impossible to try to introduce a role and then reverse it. Though that would still kind of fit the theme, but maybe that's not what he was thinking.
The pigs' houses. That being said, you can interpret this theme however you like. How else can you explore the concept of reversing roles? Get creative, think outside the box, and surprise us. In this jam, you can make what you want, with who you want, using whatever tools you want, though we're asking you to steer clear of generative AI for this year's jam. Check out the...
Fair. So apparently no AI is accepted, though it's probably very difficult to tell if something is AI generated, if they're really good at using it. But I mean, at least I don't have to worry about it. I don't care if other people do it. I just want to make my own game. My conscience is clear, so.
Check out the GMTK Game Jam page on itch.io for the complete rules. You can also head to the Discord channel to chat with other jammers, show off your work, and get feedback. Anyway, I better let you get started. Best of luck, have fun, and I'll see you when the results.
Right, it's time. Roles reversed. Okay. Well, first thing I need to do is get some coffee, maybe breakfast, to get myself energized. Hopefully my dog won't wake up, so I don't have to do that immediately. But on my walk, I'll do some ideation on that, and then we'll see where it goes. Thank you. I'm back and I'm ready to work on the game. So roles reversed. I was thinking about this, and initially my mind immediately went to playing as a villain, right? I think most of the contestant, well, I'm not gonna say most, like large portion of the contestants would probably take that approach. So I think there is a common approach to make something that is some variation of playing as a antagonist instead of protagonist in a normal setting. So my initial thought of, okay, what if you do some sort of soul swap, right? You're a hero, you meet a villain swaps your soul with you. Now you have to play as a villain and you get to experience what it's like to be the villain. You know, going out to the town, people are scared of you, you can't have a normal conversation. And then it's some sort of weird realization of like, oh, you know, weird role play of realizing and amending your image to the public in order to get back to your body, or even to go further, you do further soul swap with other people in order to eventually arrive at your own body. You swap your soul into a life of a cook, life of a potion maker, or whatever. I thought that was an interesting idea. However, I don't think it's as creative and unique as I want it to be. And also the kind of amount of work that I need to put in order to kind of really execute on that is going to be way too much, in my opinion. And then I got to thinking, all right, let's do non-traditional role reversal. And I was just kind of playing with the word a little bit. Role came to my mind, which is, you know, it's spelled differently. Instead of roll as in R-O-L-E, if you think about roll as in R-O-L-L, you roll the dice in Dungeons and Dragons or like some sort of tabletop RPG or in any games, you roll dice. And I was thinking, what if you play as the dice, right? Interesting. What does that mean? So that means you get to decide the number that you get to show. So you are the dice. I don't know how I'm going to represent that visually convincingly. And the game is, let's say you have a table of players, maybe there is a story being told, and you get to see their excitement, the progression of the story, like, oh, you're at the peak of the climax, and do you get to fail, critically fail? Game's objective is to maximize the fun that the table is having by choosing the right number. And there could be interesting mechanics there, like realizing what players want, like type of players on the table, right? Some people like challenges, so you make it harder. You become a fairer dice. Or you could say, I'm going to be a weighted dice. And, you know, it favored towards rolling high numbers or successful numbers. Or some people really like hitting that critical moment back to back, and that bumps up some sort of meter of funness. But if you do it too much, if you fail too much, or if you hit too much, then either the dungeon master is like, okay, that dice is rigged, let's replace it, so you get to be out of the game. That will be the game over. Okay, so I just came up with this one because I wasn't sure why you would ever fail or why you would ever change the role you would have in the game mechanic wise, but I think that could be it. That could be either the player throws you away, like push you in the dice jail, or the dungeon master decides that you should be in the dice jail. Yeah, I think that could be something. And then the big part of the game is figuring out the balance of the people on the table. Yeah, I think there's something there. Still complicated, but we'll see. So let's get designing. Good morning. I thought maybe before I commence with second day, I would provide some update, as I should. I don't know how much of this I would actually use in the edit, but you know, it doesn't hurt to record. So I got to finish on the first day the game design and the basic game loop of my GameJam project. And I thought there could be a lot of interesting things, so I started to distill it down. I took a lot of notes, different ways to make it more gamified and have some sort of goals, scores, or even just kind of objectives of how one as a player would make a decision on dice roll. Unfortunately, I haven't really gotten to any of the drawing or programming or any of the actual thing that works towards making the game playable yet, largely because I was trying to take most of the time solidifying that game loop before I just kind of jump right into it. And also because I have this senior dog, she's 16 years old. She hasn't been walking well these days and hasn't been eating well. She just recently got her surgery, so she's pretty hands-on right now. The recent development is that she has been having a lot of accidents on the bed. Last night I had to clean the bed because she did that and walk her, tried to go to sleep like around 4 a.m. She woke me up crying, and then I realized she peed the bed again, so I had to wash the blankets all over again. So I am extremely tired, but I did wake up a little bit later today, so I'm energized enough to keep on going. Hopefully I will actually finish the game. At least I feel pretty comfortable because I decided on the full game loop. All right, here we go. Day 2. So I'm out here getting my mid-afternoon tea for a little break. And I was wondering like exactly what time is the due date tomorrow? And I assume it'll be like at the end of the day. Um it's 10 a.m. It's due 10 a.m. I haven't even started programming yet. I have a feeling I'm not gonna get any sleep tonight. Well, it's getting late. Frankly, I have no time to record. There's a lot of corners that I need to cut. Since I found out that the due date is actually 10 a.m., I have been working frivolously. It's not looking all hopeful yet, but I really want to finish in time, so I'm going to have to do that. Some part of the gameplay, I'm still like not certain that it's going to be what it is. But at this point, I can't think about it too much. I just need to get it out there. So that's what I'm doing. Some of the things that I cannot do is make my own sound effect or music, animations and graphics. Yeah, I'm I'm getting hastier on those aspects. But I did do something. So far, what I have, you can see that there's a game field. You can there's a little comical Dungeons and Dragons reference I made called Layers and Lizards. It's a DM screen, and there's a little dicey. I don't have a name for him, but I can press space, and he rolls, and he displays a result. That's pretty much it. I can reset it. I can roll it. Great. At least I'm able to roll stuff. Next thing I'm doing is I'm trying to make a character state. So even though DM is right here, instead of having player 1 and 2, I'm going to have just player versus DM and then come up with some mechanics that is fun. Yep. Just rushing through this. And I'm trying to still keep the main aspect that I wanted to keep. So let's see how it goes. Right now it's 10:15 p.m. I have about 12 hours left before the due date, a little less than that. Now, obviously, I don't think I can use all 12 hours. I have to sleep at some point. So I'm hoping that within the next few hours I can finish, but as you saw just now, it's not looking too good. Sun is rising. You know, I haven't. Oh, I can't even. Uh, I know what I want to say, but I don't know what words I need to use to say these things. So I submit it. It's done. It's like 5:30 in the morning now. I need to sleep, but you know, I'm happy that I was able to finish it. I have many regrets about the game design and the things I've made in there, but it is what it is. Now I can rest. Um, yeah, real quick, I definitely didn't add any sounds to it. I wish I could have. That would really make a difference. But as far as gameplay is concerned and the original concept and how it turned out, I think I'm pretty happy with it. I wish I could have taken more time to just make it less scrappy looking, but I think that is the nature of Game Jam. So that is the update for now. I'll hopefully wake up to summarize everything later. All right, bye. Well, not really bye. I still have the rest of the video. Bye right now. There will still be more. Anyways, all right, I'm gonna go to. Well, I recovered some sort of semblance of sanity now. I'm still a little bit tired. I was having trouble sleeping a little bit since this is like out of my normal time. But yeah, I'm back here to just do a final update and just show you what it looks like. All right, so you could probably see the decline of the quality of the artwork as I worked on it. So in order of working, I worked on the background a little bit first. I wanted to keep it simple. And then I worked on the screen, the DM screen. So you can see the dragon here looks much better than the portrait, which was the last one I worked on. So you can see the steady decline, which is pretty funny to me. We got the little dicey character that you're playing as. So I one thing that I am happy about is that I was able to just kind of put through the entire tutorial experience. So at least in terms of playthrough experience, I think that should feel good. So it says, "Hello, I am Dicey. I control the fate of today's adventure." So that's the whole concept. So just explaining, the DM suggests a number, or GM actually, um, and it says you need to roll 8 or higher to succeed. So I can try to roll, let's say, high, where it rolls higher than 14. And you can see Dicey does a little roll. And then the player is happy. Now, the explanation here is that there's 3 stamina right here for each. If I successfully roll, the GM loses stamina, basically getting exhausted to play. And then if I fail the roll, the player loses a stamina. If any one of them loses all their stamina, the game is over. And you can recover them by either critically succeeding, which is to roll the highest number, 20. Then the player recovers all their stamina. And then if I roll 1, GM recovers all the stamina. And there's some more mechanics that gets explained later, but here. Let's just do one more regular roll. 14. So you can see like the GM is about to lose this last one bit. So if I beat the number again, 7, then game is over. However, every third round, there's a secret request that the GM's making. So if I actually satisfy this, then both of their stamina gets recovered, and then we move on to the next act. And there's total of 7 act. And when you increase the act, stamina gets refreshed, and then you get 1 of each roll again. And the goal is to, without experiencing game over, getting to the final act or beating the final act. So here I want to roll either anything between 4 and 10. So highest chance is probably 4 and 10. 4 and 10 is about 6 range. 6 out of 20 is not as good as hitting half here. So I want to probably roll low. 6 or 7. Ugh. Okay, so I missed an opportunity to get to the next act. Now I need to try and crit fail to lose stamina here and then refresh stamina there, I think. Or I could purposely 12 or higher to succeed. So if I succeed, game is over. So I want to fail on purpose. So I'll fail on purpose. All right. Now this is game over no matter what I roll. So Yeah, that's the game. I don't know if it's like actually beatable. I just did 7 act because it just looks nice, and 7 act structure is a thing, I think. Or is it an 8 act structure? I mean, we know about 3 act, but whatever. And I was thinking like in a improved future version, if I ever get to that, like instead of it just being, hey, roll this to succeed, it's gonna be some sort of scenario of like actual story, like, oh, this is a combat type of role, this is a story type of role, and depending on the personality of the players on the table or personality of the GM, they might respond differently in their stamina. I really wanted to add this one mechanic, which was a tension breaker, right? So instead of just doing stamina only, there will be some sort of overall progress of the story tension. And then every time you upgrade the act, the tension breaks, and then it's like everybody gets refreshed, and then you get rewards and stuff like that, or get higher points. Unfortunately, I just didn't have enough time to kind of sort that out or put that in and make it actually playable, because I didn't think I had enough time to play test it, or because in my head I had some general idea of how that's going to be balanced, or like feels challenging and solvable. But I couldn't immediately think about it, which was a bad sign for gameplay in general for the early stages of the game that a lot of the Game Jam participants would be, or the judges would be playing. Yeah, so I'll just put the link down in the description to the game. If you do get to play the game, please let me know how you feel about it, what you think down in the comments below. Anything at all about what I talked about today as well. If you want to say anything, ask anything, make a statement, even insult, leave it down in the comments below. I'll read it. Please like and subscribe, and thanks for watching. Goodbye.